simply seeks to get responses to that discovery.
And they haven't responded at all?
There have been some responses. There were two responses prior to this past week. In this past week, there was a supplemental response that was filed. There are still items that are outstanding that plaintiff would like answers to, though.
So what is still outstanding?
What is still outstanding is for plaintiff's first set of interrogatories. There are approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 responses that are either incomplete or missing altogether. And
what
those
numbers?
Those are numbers 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
5, 6, 7, you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
9, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So we're looking at those on the screen right now. Can you guys see them?
Yes, Judge. Judge, may I respond briefly?
Briefly.
Judge, we represent two defendants in this lawsuit, defendant Denning Transportation and defendant Brandon Blair. Denning Transportation is the trucking company. Blair is the driver of the truck involved in the incident. We have been unable to contact defendant Blair despite sending multiple correspondence. In regards to the discovery requests that have been sent to Denning Transportation, responses have been provided to all sets of discovery requests, both original and some supplemental. I believe there's only 2 interrogatories, which Denning Transportation did not provide responses, and those were because the interrogatories exceeded the amount of 25 allowed by the Texas Rule of Civil Procedure. And then there was 1 request for production that asked for medical documents of defendant Blair, which we were unable to produce because we do not have a consent from him to produce that medical information. But as I have informed plaintiff's counsel prior to this hearing, we will gladly produce those documents pursuant to any court order entered by the court compelling production of those documents. And so I believe in terms of the discovery requests that are outstanding that Mr. Julius references, that they're all in regards to defendant Blair, who we have been unable to contact or locate.
Response?
Your Honor, in addition to the discovery requests to defendant Blair, there are a handful of requests that were sent out to defendant Denning Transportation that are either missing or are incomplete. I show 1, 2, 3, 4 interrogatories that were addressed to Denning Transportation that have not been answered in full. And then in addition to that, that 1 request for production that Mr. Yancey was talking about, which is the drug and alcohol file for defendant Blair.
What numbers did they not answer?
I don't have a social security number for number 4. I'm missing, as far as response, or I'm sorry, interrogatory number 7, the letters D and E. I show 17 to be incomplete, and number 26 is the interrogatory that Mr. Yancey was referring to that is going beyond the 25 requests permitted in the rules.
Let me look at these. So did you said basically the same request to all defendants?
I do not believe so, Your Honor. I think that in the second set, there are some differences. I try to tailor the discovery for motor carriers a bit differently than the driver, because as different entities, they would have different information available. Some of the questions are absolutely the same.
Because it looks like it says first set of interrogatories to defendants, and it looks like, or is that just to Brandon Blair?
I think that one is just to Brandon Blair.
Okay.
Yes, Judge, there was in my prior discussions with plaintiff's counsel, we sorted out that confusion that based on the address line and the scope of the questions, they were directed only to defendant Blair.
That being the first set of interrogatories that were sent out with the original petition. Yes.
And then where is the interrogatories that you want me to look at? Are they the second set or what?
Yes, Your Honor, the second set.
Needle in the haystack. That it? No. Okay, I'm gonna I can't find what you're talking about, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and share screen them so I can.
Judge, I have Denning's Transportation's answers to interrogatories up if you would like me to share my screen.
That'd be great.
If I can figure out how to get Zoom to comply.
Oh, let me go ahead and enable that. That would help. No, I already have, so.
Okay. Is there, I'm not seeing the option. Oh, there it is. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on the hearing. Just give me a second.
That everyone see that okay?
Is this it? Okay, so we're looking at interrogatory number 4. Is that the first one?
Yes, Your Honor.
So do you not have a social security for this guy?
I don't believe so, Judge. I can double check. If we have it, we'll provide the last 4 digits, but I don't believe the full security number, social security number can be provided.
That's fine. The last 4 digits is okay. Next one.
Number 7.
D and E.
D and E. Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, you'll need to answer D and E.
Okay. Judge, do you mind if I grab a legal pad to take notes real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Then what was the next item?
The next item
Number
is
17.
yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he answered it, but I'll overrule the objection. You need to answer fully.
And Judge, I'll represent the trucking company will answer to the best of its ability, but a lot of that information in terms of, where it stopped, number of stops can likely only be answered by Defendant Blair. We've had no contact with.
Do your best, but you wouldn't have logbooks on that?
No, Judge, because the tractor trailer burned up in the incident.
There's no electronic.
I don't believe so, Judge.
Okay. It's a little unusual, but okay. All right, what else do we have?
Your Honor, number 24.
I think you said 26. That's 27.
Excuse me, sorry.
I'm going to overrule the objection. 26 is going to be required to be answered. All right, is that it?
For the interrogatories, yes, Your Honor.
All right, what's next?
The second request for production to Denning Transportation, number 8.
Okay, can I see it?
I will try to locate it, Judge. And Judge, as I stated earlier, we will gladly produce these documents for any order entered by the court. We just could not without the consent of him. Obviously, we're in contact with defendants in cases like these, the consent provided, but that was not the case in these circumstances.
Okay,
So if the court orders production of that, we'll be happy to produce that.
great. I don't see the request for production. It's just a black screen. Is that?
How do I unpause? Okay, there it is. Sorry. Oh, no.
Okay.
Hold on one. Okay.
What request for production are you?
It's number 8, Your Honor. It's the drug and alcohol file of defendant Brandon Blair.
I will.
All right, that's order to be produced. Anything else, guys?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if we discussed the first interrogatories or if we got a final response on the ones that are missing from defendant Blair. And
Those are all ordered to be produced. If you can find Mr. Blair.
Judge, certainly, if we are able to locate him, we will produce substantive responses. In the meantime, we'll provide whatever we can. But based on the time that's expired, we don't have high hopes on locating.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I ask, I'm not sure if it's appropriate or not because I haven't been involved in many of these, but can we ask what attempts have been made to locate defendant Blair?
That's probably attorney-client privilege or work product, but you could.
Judge, I won't get into the specific, information we've sent to him, but we have made numerous attempts to try to reach him, advise him of trial dates and important proceedings, but have not been able to locate him, and we have not received any response.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to ask. Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
The only thing that was in my motion, Your Honor, besides that was the motion for sanctions.
I don't think there's any kind of pattern of discovery abuse, at least at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and deny the motion for sanctions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
Judge, should we submit a proposed order and how long?
Yes.
How quickly do you need it?
Yes, please get me a proposed order by by Wednesday. Make sure that both sides have signed off. Each has to form. Email it to my court coordinator, Rhonda Pinson, and again, get that to me by Wednesday.
Okay.
Your Honor, is that for just the drug and alcohol file or all of the different?
All my rulings.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, we are set to mediate this case next week.
Okay.
One other thing I wanted to inquire of the court, obviously being in El Paso, we're kind of out of the loop in terms of what's going on with the Dallas courts.
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court entered their order staying all trial until at least September 1st. Is that the case in Dallas County too? Is it pushed out further than that? Because our trial date is September 1st. So just trying to get a little information on where the courts in Dallas stand in that regard.
There's no official word.
Okay.
But
I hadn't seen any local orders from Dallas, and so we get the El Paso ones every day, but I didn't know if Dallas had entered its own local order that was different than.
we do have an emergency order that we entered at the beginning of the pandemic that I encourage you to read because it covers all the rules. Like we're very strict about using remote. We're very big. We believe very strongly that you should continue to move your cases forward remotely. Hearings are going to be conducted primarily remotely. There is no official word, but I think there's, September 1st is unlikely that we're going to go to trial, but we don't know for sure.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Anything else, guys?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, guys, just get me an order. You guys be safe out there, okay?
Thank you. You as well, Judge.
All right, thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you.
You as well.
So, guys, when's our next hearing?
I believe it's at 4.
Yeah, I have 4 o'clock.
Okay, let's see. Yep, we have a 4 o'clock. That's the next one. So, oh, let's go off YouTube.